Good afternoon, Mary.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Good stuff. Now, you've a load to talk to us about today, but we're going to talk a little bit about rosacea. Now, I know you've spoken about this before, and will you tell us first of all what it is?
Right, I suppose it is like from the day one when we started doing the beauty to today, I would say that we have never not had a question about rosacea. And it is quite an Irish condition. It's a fair skin condition. But I think it seems to be very strong with Kerry people because I think just maybe it's our location. And
by the sea,
and it's just, we're so fair-skinned and everything that else goes with it, it's just so prevalent. And we've had as many men as many women looking for the kind of the same answers to the same questions, you know, of like, how can I cope with it?
And just to explain it, because everyone will know somebody with rosacea, it's kind of like a redness
so it's
of the face.
So it starts off like with episodes of flushing, sometimes followed by persistent facial redness. So you'd see it kind of like maybe go down the neck, around the chest area, and it can be like, I remember in school, like if whoever did anything wrong, I'd always be the one who'd flush everywhere. You know, I would just go red automatically whether I did it or not.
And a guilty complex.
Maybe. But I always had that prone to that sensitive skin, and as I got older the rosacea then started developing, so it would be associated with a lot of sensitivity as well, so people would get very conscious about what they're using. So like when we talk about sensitive skin and sensitive skin products, people are going, oh my god, you know, I need to get this for me because it's exactly what I have. So then it can start developing then, and you can get the papules and the pustules. So the papules are the little red bumps that rise under the skin, so you'd see those in both male and female. You'd see the kind of little bumps on the skin, and they look really sore and they look very irritable. And then the pustules are where they're like, there's pus inside in the little pockets as well. So you have the redness, and then you have this, and you'd see it can really around the cheek area, but it can go everywhere. And then you can see, I suppose it's really down where the blood vessels, they get really inflamed. So it's anything that you can help to strengthen up those blood vessels, and they can get very swollen, they get very blotchy, and people get really, really conscious of it. And then I suppose like a whiskey nose is what, like I would have remembered people, and it would be associated with drinkers, where all the area around the nose would get red, and kind of the skin would get inflamed and hardened. And people who would have it maybe not even have touched a drink, it just got that name whiskey nose, and it's another part of the rosacea. And then you could be around the eye area where they can get, as well as all there can get irritation, and that's another part of rosacea.
So there's no link between diet or alcohol or anything?
No, like I mean, I would know, like if you had, like a lot of people would say, if you had a curry or you had like a glass of wine or you were sitting next to a fire, they can all irritate it, but it's not what causes it. It's just that the vessels are just around the area are quite weak, and they're just our sensitive skin. We are just such a sensitive lot, and sometimes it can be like the moisturisers that we use, or a cream or a perfume or something that you use can irritate it, or being out in the sun. So there's a lot of things that you can do, like use your SPFs and like using the products and testing them the whole time. I'm always saying to people, if your skin is sensitive, you have to test the product first. You have to ask for a sample of it. I mean, buying 50 or 60 quid of a moisturiser and then coming home and finding out that it irritates you, that like, don't say I'm going to persist with it now because I'm after spending the 60 quid and this is going to work for me. It's not going to happen that way. Like if it starts a reaction in the beginning, it's going to always cause that reaction to you. So it's like, you know, buy sensitive products, and just be careful with things that irritate it. And then long term, there's loads of treatments you can have done where you can go to your doctor and you can have things done with it. But it is definitely it's one of those things that, like for so many like Kerry women and Kerry men, it seems to be the main issue when it comes to skin.
Rosacea, and a lot of them end up probably going to dermatologists and things like that about it.
And they are, and I suppose an awful lot of people are like, feel like when they do go out, I mean, this is one of the things that I would hear over and over again, is that people actually want to go home because it's actually a very uncomfortable feeling, because you get really flushed
and self-conscious
of it as well, and people are kind of looking at you wondering what's happening, and the more you kind of think about it, the worse it actually gets. And then you can find you can have redness for days, and then it's itchy and it's sore, and like that whole kind of feeling around your skin, and you can't, like, it's very hard to kind of hide that whole section when it breaks up, which brings me to a launch that we're having that is going to be of interest to a huge amount of people.
Okay, so there's a bit of news about a particular line of cosmetics or skincare that's coming to Kerry.
Yes, so this is a major launch. So I suppose for the last couple of weeks, I'm inundated with people saying to me, what's coming to CH? What are the new brands? What's going to be there? I know you can tell us. So I actually didn't know until recently. And so in the next couple of weeks, it will be opened, and there will be lots of very new brands. But for me, this is the one that's going to be the most exciting. And I wanted to be the person to tell people, because it's associated with the rosacea, and I know that this will be of interest to so many people. So it's called It Cosmetics. and it's
It.
So it's innovative technology. Now, IT, innovative technology, and that's a fabulous story behind it. So this lady, she was an anchor in America, and she was on TV, and she was an award-winning anchor, but she also had rosacea, so she would have had that very, very pale skin where like everything would be irritated, and like the camera lights, or like anything that's going to like heat can drive it absolutely insane. So there she was an award-winning anchor on TV, and everything that she was putting on was like either not covering it or driving it insane. So she decided she'd do a little bit of kind of checking around herself what she could do. So she did a mixture of skincare with like cover up to see what was the best she could do, and she found kind of like her own kind of what worked for her, but then she found it was working for her friends as well. So she went off anyway to plastic surgeons and dermatologists and said, look, here's what I have, work on it, make it better than what I've done. So they did, and came up with It Cosmetics, and she went on QVC. So she went on it anyway, and she was very brave, because it's all about real women and I suppose real men with real skin problems. It's not just being like a cosmetic just for the sake of looking nicer. It's an issue, and people are so self-conscious of it. So she went on QVC,
which is a shopping channel.
Yes. And she went on it, and she had all the makeup. She had her makeup on, and she took off her makeup on television, and was left with this quite red, angry looking face. And then she put the makeup over it, and it just covered everything, and it looked so fabulous. Within 10 minutes, everything sold out on her range. So she
hit on something.
So and like that, I mean, this is America. I mean, like if she happened here, the same thing would have happened. It would have sold out, I'd say, in 5 minutes here. So it was absolutely fabulous. Really worked well. And then L'Oreal came along and thought, oh, this woman is onto something. And they bought the whole business off her and kept her on as the CEO. So she's the first CEO of L'Oreal ever.
And had she devised this formula for her skin herself?
Yeah, so she brought the skincare with her cosmetics and blended it in together. So she kind of knew that it was a skin issue, so it needed something in the skincare, in the makeup, combined together to give this effect. So it was going to like work, like I was saying, working on the capillaries on the skin, and really give it something that bit different. So it was launched in Arnott's it's only been around a year in Ireland, and it's only in department stores. So the huge launch of it coming to Tralee, it's the first time in the whole of Ireland that it's outside of a department store. So it really shows what's happening with Tralee and like where this is going to be. So normally you'd have to go to Cork, Limerick, Galway or Dublin to find your products, whereas now we won't have to do it anymore. So this is showing what's coming to CH.
And we both know from the amount of questions we get from men and women about rosacea.
So this is winner, like
this is a big
huge
deal.
thing. So it comes in loads of different shades, and I suppose what I like about her is that it's very real. So her brand ambassador, which I didn't know until recently, is actually from Kerry. So the brand ambassador is from outside Tralee somewhere, which I would find out, and she does great YouTube channels. And again, like a desperate problem with rosacea, and she is obsessed with the products. And so she's got about 5 top selling products. So she tackles real issues for real people and solves them. So there's an under eye concealer, and it really gets it, like again working on the veins that come out. There's a great one for the pores and the skin. The foundations come in 24 different shades, and the concealers as well. So the concealers and everything in them has actually got good, the active ingredients as well. So it's working on the skin as well as covering the skin. Great mascaras. So it's going to be like when it came to Ireland, it's because I was at the launch of it when it came to Ireland. It is going to be absolutely huge when it comes to Kerry.
And Mary, what about the men though? Because they're not going to want to wear the concealer and the moisture, or the concealer and the foundation.
Listen, there's a corrector cream in it as well, which will help with just so it really just is working on the capillaries, so it'll help strengthen them up as well. And then again, like some of the cover and some of the cover stick and foundation, if you have an occasion coming up, they'll be like very light cover that you can actually cover it over as well. Because there's an awful lot of guys who have the issue is so bad, they would need a little bit of, and that they're using concealer anyway just to cover over the redness, so they're so conscious of it. Something that's got a cream in it that's going to help protect it is there as well. So there's going to be there's going to be somebody there who's going to show you exactly what shade would suit you. So it's going to be for everybody, really.
Okay, so it's IT Cosmetics, and is it just, we'll say, foundations and concealers, or do they do, we'll say, cleansers and toners and that?
No, they do this fabulous mascara in it. They do a fantastic, anybody who has open pores and wants to conceal them, the powder they do in that is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, more like a cosmetic with a skincare range in it, but mostly from a cosmetic, a cover up with helping your skin as well.
Is it expensive?
No, like everything in the range is kind of like around like under 50, so like it's all very affordable, and the foundations in it last for ages. And I mean, the girl Rose Gallagher, who's the girl from Kerry, who's the brand ambassador for Ireland and England, I mean, like you see her, like she does it on a regular basis, shows you her skin as is, and it's quite red, quite angry looking, and you see her with the makeup on, and it's very natural. It's not that like, it's not too, like your kind of normal covers can look very heavy. This is really natural looking, and it's beautiful to the feel. Like your skin feels really good with it, because the texture is really, it's just outstanding in it.
Now, Mary will be talking to us in a moment about new products, but during the ad break there, she road tested a brand new aftershave on Matthew, who's on sound today. He was the nearest male, and he very kindly agreed to have it sprayed on him. And Mary, it is gorgeous.
I think we nearly got arrested in the break there.
Yeah,
we could have been arrested. Yeah.
Lads, men listening, you're going to have to spray yourselves in this if you want to get lucky. It's it's really nice, isn't it?
Oh my God,
some
it's so good.
aftershaves are awful and they're overpowering, but that's lovely.
Lovely. I mean, you'd stop in the street and go,
Yeah. Well, you better tell the listener and the guys what it's called.
So it's Dolce & Gabbana. It's the new one. So these are kind of like the Christmas. Would you believe we're talking Christmas already? But these are just some of the launches coming out, and this is called King. But I think it's the nicest aftershave I have ever. It's
really good.
It's fabulous. Yeah,
it's called King by Dolce & Gabbana.
And there's so we have the 50ml here, and that's 62 and 92 for the 100ml, which would be the massive one. But look, isn't the packaging just gorgeous? So you have a little crown
on the top of it.
Yeah.
I'd say now that will sell well.
I'd say that would. Yeah, no, that gives thumbs up for me, and definitely fabulous one.
What else is new?
Now, I like this, and here we go. This is where we don't really have the same taste. I love this, so we try this one.
This is a new perfume.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm leaning across the desk.
Right.
Oh, lovely packaging, lovely bottle.
Now this is Libre by YSL, so this is a new fragrance, so it's very classy, very attractive. So what do you think?
It's okay.
It's okay. I really like that now.
But perfume is so personal.
It is,
anyway.
isn't it? Yeah. So this is just a kind of newbie out. So I've gone from male, female. So we're going to Versace, and this is a new one again. Again, the packaging is, I think it's really Christmassy packaging.
That's aftershave.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll just look at it from here. Versace. Aftershave.
Yeah. So this is. It's nice, not as nice in my eyes as the Dolce & Gabbana one. And this is a new Gucci one. This is lovely. This is, I guess this one. It's a female one again. Now, you probably like this one now.
Gucci Memoir.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really get any smell off that. Right. I'm going to have to spray it. So already the
Christmas stock is coming in now.
Christmas stock is coming in with the aftershaves and perfumes.
The perfumes already.
Yeah, okay. Wouldn't be mad about that either.
So I'd say there's about 20 new fragrances all after coming out, but those first two, the King and the Libre, are for male, female for me now so far. They're my two favourites. And something that I was saying was, I'm going to say the word again and I won't talk about it anymore.
The C word.
The C word is that I was at a launch of different products, and this is Makeup Revolution. And this was for kind of like the older lady for Christmas time. So, do you know how glitter is massive at the moment when it comes to eyeshadows? And I think an awful lot of people, and including myself, will probably steer away from it and kind of think, maybe,
for teenagers.
Exactly, yeah. So saw this being kind of done for just kind of the more mature skin, but oh my God, was it amazing. So there's glitter glue, right? So this is now, and again, I wouldn't have had any interest except I saw what it was done and I thought, oh yeah, I'm really going to get into this. So Makeup Revolution have brought out the glitter glue, and I like all these products they're so reasonable. It's great to kind of test them with. So you put a tiny little bit of glue kind of just wherever you want it, and I would say as you get older, maybe just in the socket area. So just put a tiny little bit of glue, and it dries really fast, so it hasn't that sticky feeling. And then you can put some of the kind of glitters just in there. You could just get a little brush, put a tiny little bit amount, and you're kind of on trend with what's happening with the makeup world.
But you'd only wear glittery eyeshadow on a night out, I presume.
Yeah. It would be kind of like a special night out or something like that.
You wouldn't wear it going down to the post office in your tracksuit.
No, I wouldn't say so. No, it was just kind of that special occasion. But it just, and I suppose I saw it done for kind of like, and everybody who was getting the makeup done was kind of over 40. And it looks so good because there's about 5 different shades. So there's kind of the gold and there's those crimson colours. And it was just like a very small amount of it just in the centre of the eye. And it looked absolutely gorgeous. And I suppose coming up to Christmas, this will be a huge trend. But it's maybe buy it now, start getting a little practice for a night out, and you'll be ready then to go again.
Now, I know you've more new products. We'll come back to that in a second, but we've a load of questions, so we'll try and get through them. Listener wants to know, are there any products you could recommend to minimise my enlarged pores on my face, particularly near my chin?
Okay, well now when the It Cosmetics will be here very soon in Tralee, they have a powder which is unbelievable when it comes to pores. It's the best product I've seen at the market at the moment. It comes in a loose version and it comes in a pressed version, and you just apply it on, and it's like it just makes them disappear. It is just amazing.
Tralee caller wants to know if Mary could recommend anything to get rid of a dark brown sunspot on your face.
Right, now again we're coming back to our new launch, because I'm just so taken with this brand. The concealer with the It is going to be like, it comes in 24 shades and it covers everything. It just, anything at all that was there. So a brown spot will be covered in no time, and as well as that, the products that are inside in it will be help healing the skin as well.
Okay, but if there's any concerns, I presume, about the spot on her face, get it checked out.
But if it's only for concealing it, like a concealer will go over it. But if it's something that starts growing or getting a little bit bigger, always go to your dermatologist and have it checked out.
Now, a listener is going away on holidays shortly and is having a spray tan before she goes on holidays. She uses Clarins tan drops and is wondering, should she stop taking the drops for a while before the spray?
Okay. I suppose it depends on what age you are, but I would say when I would have a spray tan done, I think that tanning, I think, is very drying on the skin anyway. And I think that when it comes to your face, that maybe continue with the tanning drops on your face and get the spray tan done in your body, because I think your body can take it a little bit more. Whereas when you get the tan done on the face as well, and you're out in the sun as well, there's an awful lot of drying going on at the same time. So I would say continue what you're doing and spray your bod.
Okay. Now, a lady in her late 50s is wondering if you could recommend a cream or moisturiser to put on after you get your lip and chin waxed. I nearly always break out with a few red spots 2 days later. I've sensitive skin and it can get a bit dry sometimes.
Oh, I hear you. Same as now, and all of a sudden everything is sorted and everything is removed, and all of a sudden you have all these little spots instead. I always go use a Ven. They have a real calming. They have a gorgeous mask as well, which is a very soothing mask, and I sometimes, if I have anything done, I put the soothing mask on that evening and I find it has calmed down the next day. But they have lovely, like anything in their range will have a calming effect on it, and you can just keep it for the time after waxing or threading or whatever you're having done, just to kind of keep that area, from just reacting. If your skin is sensitive, it's just one of those things. It's nothing got to do with who does the waxing or who does the treatment. It's just the skin can just have that bit of a reaction.
So an Ven mask, is it?
Soothing mask, and I use that every time, and it seems to counteract the effect of it.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Ven products.
Yeah, because do you know what? I suppose because it's the questions we were always asked is for sensitive skin, and it's my kind of go-to product because it's effective, but it's gentle on the skin and it doesn't cause the reactions, and it's very calming, and it takes that soreness out of the skin.
So again, just to remind the listeners, that's spelled Avene.
With a fada.
With a grave or a fada or something like that. It's a French product, a French cosmetic house, if you like. Now, a listener wants to know, listener again from Tralee, has a lot of whiteheads on her face, is wondering, could you recommend anything? Right,
well, my first, so they're kind of the opposite to kind of your blackheads, where the whiteheads can often be caused by dryness. And sometimes just massaging them, they actually go back into the skin. So don't go to try to remove them or squeeze them out, because that can really lead to kind of irritating the skin. And sometimes I've seen a lot of scarring where people have tried to take them out and it just doesn't work. So the best thing is to I would get a very gentle oil. There's lovely oils, facial oils at the moment, like Clarins do gorgeous oils. They do a lovely orchid oil. And you could get just a little piece of oil and just at night time just massage very gently back, and they actually can go back into the skin. So they can cause by dryness. So if you're putting oil back into the skin and you're just getting the circulation going on the area, you'll find that they'll get smaller and smaller until eventually they go. And then if they don't and they're still there, an electrologist who would normally remove the hairs can actually work on them, and they can be removed as well.
Now, a listener wants to know about putting on concealer. She says, every time I put it on, I seem to draw attention to the bags under my eyes rather than concealing them.
Right. I would say a concealer brush is if you're kind of want to get that under eye area, I usually go about 2 shades lighter. And what I do is I use the concealer brush and I make a small triangle underneath your eye. so that it's where the light will reflect on it, and just very gently pat the concealer into it. So I do that first before I put on my foundation.
So two shades later
than your foundation, and
lighter than the foundation.
And then just gently pat it on with the brush. It just goes on that little bit gently. It doesn't kind of cake into the skin. And then I put on my foundation, and I try to, and then it's blend till everything is. And it takes a little bit of, like, when you get the concealer and the foundation that will work for you, you'll never turn back. And it's, and I find it, like, it's coming into this time of year now, those under eyes can get darker and darker, so it just needs a little bit of, you really have to become a makeup artist to cover them. But once you'll do it once and get the right shades, you're flying with it.
Now, a lot of people are asking, when is the new CH opening? But you probably don't know that yourself.
Well, I have heard that it's going to be in the next 3 weeks, around that version, so we're coming very close to it.
Big excitement.
And this is, like, today is only the first brand I'm announcing. There's loads of new brands coming.
Yeah, because Kate was in touch and she wants to know, she wants to know what department stores will the IT cosmetics be available in. So it's just CH in Tralee.
Oh, absolutely.
Kerry.
And when in Ireland, it's the only one outside a department store. So I think it kind of shows where CH is going with their own brand. So we're going to be as good as any city.
And a couple of people want to know, is the IT cosmetic range in the shops now?
As in
today?
As in CH today? No.
No, not yet.
It's going to be the brand new launch for the brand new store.
Okay. Listener wants to know if two-tone lipsticks will be coming back to CH. What are two-tone lipsticks?
I don't know.
Okay. That's
would it be Too Faced Cosmetics?
I don't know. It says two-tone lipsticks.
Okay, it's a new one by me. Yeah.
No, and this seems to be something that was in CH, because the caller specifically says, when will they be coming back to CH?
Right.
So two-tone lipsticks.
Do you remember Too Faced?
Too Faced, maybe that was it. You have a few more new products.
I do indeed. Right, so I am going to start with Nux, because we both like Nux. They have done a whole new range which is called Gold. And anybody who likes their range loves their range. So they've brought out, and this is my favourite in it. So this would be, before you do your makeup and you want and it's the time of year where your skin can look dull and drab and all the rest of it. So this is kind of like your primer underneath the skin, but it's iridescent. So it gives you that lovely shimmer into the skin. You can't really see it now in my hands here, but it is actually there. There's a lovely kind of oh my God, does it smell amazing. And it comes in moisturisers, and it's a whole new range called Gold in the Nux range, but it is for the kind of maybe a little bit older skin. And for me, this is definitely their kind of, like, we'll call it the primer underneath the skin. Is absolutely beautiful. The moisturisers, everything smells and feels amazing on the skin. So anybody who is a fan of Clarins, they're after bringing out Plant Gold. So anybody who knows our double serum, where I love the way the container is, they have you can see the two sides of it all coming in together. It's very cleverly done. So their serum is, when you press it in, if you wait for 2 seconds, you can actually see there's oil in with the moisturiser. So this time of year, people love oils, and you can see it now. It's just starting to happen. The oil is starting to show up. So a lot of people would put a little bit of oil in their moisturiser just to give it an extra bit of kind of a bump for this time of year. But this is already done for you, and it has the orchid oil, and it's called Plant Gold. And so you can get that plant, kind of, anyone who knows Clarins products, that lovely plant extract smell from it. Well, this is just even nicer again, and goes on so well into the skin. We have Lancome have a brand new range for the over 60s. So it's anybody 60 plus. They've brought out a fabulous new eye cream, and they brought out a moisturiser to match. So it's it's great where different decades have different concerns. So it's lovely that they have your 60 plus, you need a specific cream, and it's now already in Lancome, have just come out. Any Vichy fans, there is a new Rose Platinum Night Cream, which is gorgeous as well. So I suppose this time of year, everything is starting to get a little bit richer, and everything is starting to get kind of repairing for the whole time that's coming. And Aven, so where we were talking about earlier, have brought out a new eye cream as well. They've huge amount of research has gone into this, and this is a hydrogel eye cream. So when you put it on, it nearly turns to liquid straight away. So anybody who has any bags, dark circles or anything like this, this is absolutely gorgeous for just hydrating the area. And anybody who finds that they just have that bit of fluid underneath the eyes will love this. So this is a brand new launch, and it'll be out in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, so there's loads coming. Anything else to tell us before we let you go?
No, it's just we are going to have the next launch next month. So by the time I'm here again, the whole new CH will have opened, and we'll have a brand new second launch that'll be coming. The people will be delighted on the cosmetic side again.
Okay, so IT Cosmetics is the range that is good for rosacea, because a lot of people are texting in wanting to know if you could repeat it. So it's just called IT is Cosmetics,
and it's innovative technology, and it's a real success story from the beauty side, from the first CEO ever in L'Oreal, which is huge. I mean, she had got the dream job. She sold the company and is still working with them. So go girl, that's what I'd say to her.
Fair play to her. And just the final question, a listener is wondering if you do one-to-one consultations. Are you in CH now?
I am, yeah. This is my last day in Abbey Court, so I am there from the minute I run out of here and run over to Abbey Court, and from next month on I will be in the new CH, and I will have my own little room, and it's a free service, and I'm there all day, and if anybody, or from 2:30 to 3:30, and anybody who wants to come in to me can come in and discuss your skincare needs, and you can bring if you can bring your products with you, bring them in so I can go through what's good and what I'd say leave at home.
Excellent. Well, listen, thank you very much for that, Mary.
Thank you.
We look forward to hearing more news about new launches when you join us again in October.